The 10,000-foot massif of Mount Mulanje dominates the landscape of Malawi's southern highlands. Situated astride the Great Rift Valley in Central Africa, Malawi is rich in natural beauty and hospitable people. It is also one of the world's poorest countries. The country gets its name from a Chichewa word meaning the flames, signifying the energy and cleansing power that would drive the country's development after independence. Malawi's 11 million population, many of whom have been well educated through the national educational system, are the country's most important resource. However, the flames of family life and national development are flickering today as this nation struggles against a rampant killer, AIDS. One successful Malawian businessman, Hastings Kandaya, told me,
AIDS is actually backsliding development in Malawi because very important people in the business sector are dying of AIDS, and that definitely is not good for us because people have been trained either by the government or by the private businesses to try and run the businesses in Malawi, and when somebody dies of AIDS before he reaches his retirement age, it means the development has been disturbed.
Hastings and his wife Agnes know personally the truth of his statement. Her 3 sisters and 3 brothers, one an airline captain, and all of them professional people, have died from the disease since 1991. Enoch Kajawo, Regional AIDS Coordinator for the Malawi government in the south, explained to me the magnitude of the problem. We are saying that 13% of the total adult population between 14 to 59 are HIV positive. About 200,000 of the people may have developed the disease, but it has not been reported. These are our assumptions. Matron Numa Kambalamantori of Malamulu Hospital, a major medical training institution in southern Malawi, told me,
we have about 60 to 65% of patients that are positive. I think the Malawian family has been badly hit by this epidemic. We find that there are many children that are left homeless because if both parents pass away, then relatives would take a property for the children. We have extended families, but then it becomes too much for some of the relatives to take care of the orphans, and some are abandoned.
With support from the Danish International Development Agency and in collaboration with more than 50 communities, ADRA is implementing an AIDS education and transformation program that is combating this deadly disease. The project focuses on the deeply embedded cultural practices that contribute to the sexual spread of the virus. Michael Usi, ADRA's AIDS project manager, explains.
We Malawians, we have our customs which we must follow. I say we must because we have been taught at puberty by our parents, our uncles and aunts that we must follow these customs, because if we don't follow them, there are things or threats which we are told that they are going to happen to us. For example, we are told that you will die if you don't follow them, or you will not be fertile. So it's part of us as we grow. So we follow that without guilt. So this has really increased the problem of AIDS in Malawi.
The project assists communities who have decided to transform their own cultural norms into behaviors that will maximize community well-being and resist the spread of the HIV virus through sexual contact. I asked Michael what he would say to those who say you should not tamper with the culture. He replied,
I would say that is not right, because we may uphold the standards of our culture, but what will happen is that all of us will die because of the culture, so there will be nobody at the end of the day to uphold the culture. So we question that, should we spare the culture and kill the people? The answer is no.
Through trained community health volunteers who work with the elders, religious leaders and teachers, as well as communities and schools, transformation is slowly taking place. Health messages based on the ideal of one faithful partner are delivered by the workers through song, dance and drama. Long-held traditions in rural societies are often resistant to change. When a wife does not bear any children, there is a social stigma for both husband and wife. Among some Malawian groups, the couple may suggest that the infertile husband ask a neighbor who has fathered many children to impregnate his wife. Listen as Mike Usi narrates one of the dramas prepared by the community health workers to address this particular problem.
And says we have a problem at home. My wife has suggested that we should invite you to come. I understand you do help people to have children, so I've come to ask you if you could come to our house and you should have sex with my wife and give us children. I'll give you money and I'll ask you to tell me how much I should pay you for that.
Behind the light-hearted humor of the drama, very serious messages are conveyed and rural communities are transforming some of their traditional practices. The project also focuses its efforts in the many excellent educational institutions that Malawi has.
Mommy, forgive me, please. What have you done wrong, my daughter? I love you. Mommy, what's the problem? I was pregnant. What? Pregnant? Yes. My daughter?
Through active AIDS prevention clubs, vital health and social messages are imparted to the youth by their peers. Through song, dance, drama and poems, the young are warned of the dangers of AIDS. Camelius Simaqueri, a 15-year-old student, told me his reason for joining the club.
I saw how people are suffering and how other people are behaving, taking an AIDS patient as if he or she is already dead. So I wanted to advise them. My aim is to advise them not to treat AIDS patients as the same as we are.
Hamilton Kaliwo, headmaster of the Manja Primary School, told me,
we know most of the things were happening through ignorance, which we were taking as our culture, that we should not tell them anything concerning sex at that age, but this time it's not necessary anymore. So even the community is changing the idea that they should even tell their own children about sex.
Through the boundless drive and hard work of Mike and the enthusiasm of ADRA's community health volunteers, Malawian society is gradually being transformed. By the medium of songs and cultural drama, the message is getting through and better lifestyle changes are being made. Undoubtedly, as a result, the flames are starting to burn more brightly again in this beautiful land, as a young, vibrant and new generation, transformed by their own choices, rekindle the development process and move forward to achieve their full potential.
Yes.